Hello students, welcome to your science class. Today we are going to begin a new chapter of your NCERT science textbook. That is chapter 15, Air Around Us. Previously we have learnt about food, water and their importance to all the living beings. In the similar way, air is also very essential for the maintenance of balance of life on earth. Air is also one of the most essential elements where all the living beings depend on. Some interesting facts about air are: the air around us consists of different gases. The air around us is just not gas but also has a numerous tiny particles like aerosols, pollen, dust, smoke, etc. The air acts as a cushion to the Earth's atmosphere. On an average, a person inhales 16 kgs of air in one day. And also, there are a lot of facts to explore about air. Let us begin this chapter with an introduction before exploring various facts about air. Let me ask you all something. Have any one of you ever seen air? You might not have seen air, but surely you must have felt its presence in so many ways. Like you might have felt cold air, hot air, strong winds. You can sense smell through air. You can breathe, etc. But we humans can actually not see air present around us. Let us find some live examples where we might notice the presence of air. You notice air when the leaves of the trees rustle. That means the air is moving or there is wind, which means you can say at that time the air is present around you. Similarly, we may notice air when the clothes hanging on a clothesline sway, means they move due to the blow of wind. If you notice an open book fluttering pages by itself without your interference, then you say that air is present. When you switch on a fan in summer season, you feel little relieved due to air. And if you switch on a fan in cold winters, you feel much less temperature, and even in such situation, you are noticing the presence of air. The best example is a flying kite. A kite can fly in the sky by one important source, that is air, or else it is impossible to fly a kite in the air. You might be remembering an activity performed earlier in the previous chapters. After seeing this picture, you can remember that where you separate the sand and sawdust by a process called winnowing. Do you know winnowing is more effective in moving air, which takes away the lighter dust particles along with it during this process. Another situation where you prove the presence of air around us is when we notice strong winds and storms which blow at very high speed and even uproot some trees and blow off the rooftops in such situations. So these were all different examples we personally witnessed, and we are trying to prove that air is present around us. And we notice it at certain incidents also. Here you see a firki. In English it is called as a pinwheel. And these are the different types and shapes of the firki, that or the pinwheel. Let us try to know how to craft a pinwheel with a piece of paper. Let us consider this as an activity to be done at home. Try to make a pinwheel by your own and understand this concept. For that, you need to take a piece of paper as shown in the first image and cut it according to the markings shown in the image. Next, try to fold the edges of the cutting to the center or roll one of the corner of each part to its center. Make it in a shape as shown in the third image and try to fix it to a small holding stick as you see here. Now, try to hold the firki and try to move it in such a way that it shows a rotatory motion. What do you think is the reason for the firki to rotate? It is the moving air. Due to the moving air, the pinwheel is showing the rotatory motion. Once the air stops moving, even the firki also comes to rest. In the similar way, have you ever observed a weathercock? In the olden days, to know the direction of moving air of that place, people used to fix a weathercock at the top of their roofs. Do you think air is present everywhere? Open your palm wide. Now slowly close your fist tightly and observe it. What do you see in it? Are you holding anything? Air is present or absent in your fist? What do you think? Let's understand one more activity. For that, take an empty bottle. Is it really empty? Okay, let's find out. Now turn it upside down, means the bottle mouth should be facing the ground. Now if air is present before when it is properly placed, did it now escape after turning the bottle to another direction? Now dip the open mouth of the bottle straight in position without tilting it into the bucket filled with water. In this position, can you find water entering the bottle? In the next step, slightly tilt the bottle. Now you see bubbles coming out of the bottle. That means, what are we trying to prove here? By considering all examples and the activity performed, here we are trying to prove it is the air that is present in the bottle. It was not empty at all in any position it is kept, though we see it to be as an empty bottle. When we observe the bubbles, the air was coming out of the bottle and the water entering the bottle is trying to fill the empty space that was till now occupied by the air, till then occupied by the air. This activity proves us many things about air. That air occupies space, where we have observed the water could not enter the bottle until it was tilted. That means in the entire bucket, if a bottle tilted in a straight position and it is dipped in the bucket, the air also occupies its own space inside the bottle, and that's why the water was unable to enter the bottle. And the second point we observed here is air is present everywhere, even if we feel any containers to be empty. Air has no color and it is transparent. That is why we are unable to see air, but only we can feel it. And also that is why we are able to see anything through air. So these are the facts that we have learned in the introduction to this chapter. We'll continue this chapter in the next class. Thank you, students.